All right, going to talk about new Miami quarterback commit Carson Beck, the former Georgia quarterback, entered the transfer portal briefly and has just committed to Miami just a few hours ago, depending when you were watching this video. So let's talk about Carson Beck, let's talk about what he brings to the table, the potential he has to bring to the Hurricanes, and we'll look at maybe 5, 6, 7 clips demonstrating the type of throws and the ability that he has that he's bringing to Miami. So let's talk about Beck first, maybe 2 or 3 minutes, then we'll look at the actual film. So a few quick things that kind of stand out to me with Carson Beck. Well, number one, it's first round potential. Even with a 2024 season that wasn't as good as 2023 for him personally, still a first round potential. He gets the ball out quick and he has the ability to push the ball downfield, to spread the field and get the ball quickly to his playmakers. In 2023, he had 24 passing touchdowns, 6 interceptions, 9.5 yards per attempt, and a completion percentage of 72%, 3,900-ish yards passing. In 2024, he had 7.8 yards per attempt, 28 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, 64% completion percentage, and roughly over 3,400 yards passing. So the main takeaways from 2023 to 2024 is 2023, his completion percentage was way higher and his yards per attempt was higher and his ability to take care of the football was much better. 2024 rolls around and those things change. Well, I don't think it was all his fault. Georgia, if they didn't lead the nation in drops, they were certainly up there in drops. And even though his completion percentage was 64%, his adjusted completion percentage, according to PFF, was 75%. So 11% better if you adjusted for those drops. It wasn't as inaccurate as maybe people made it out to be. Now, the yards per attempt were down and the interceptions was up, right? But with that said, let's talk about what he does really well and what he did well for Georgia. The biggest thing that stands out is his ability off of play action. He's much more comfortable off of play action, and he has the ability to rip it down field. Off play action in 2023, he had 9 touchdowns to 1 interception. His yards per attempt were 11.1. He had 5 interceptions in 2023 whenever he wasn't using play action. So out of his 6 interceptions in 2023, 5 of them came when he had a straight drop back pass. In 2024, this past year, 10 touchdowns, 1 interception, 11 interceptions not using play action. So even though this year, it was a quote-unquote down year for Beck, still much more comfortable utilizing play action. Again, 11 of his 12 picks this year came on straight dropbacks. Another thing that stands out, his ability versus the blitz. He's much more comfortable against the blitz than when teams drop 7 or 8. Against the blitz in 2023, 11 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. So every interception in 2023 for Carson Beck, he had 6 of them, came when the defense was dropping 7 or 8 when they weren't blitzing. His completion percentage was 70%. In 2024, 12 touchdowns to 4 interceptions against the blitz. So that leaves, 8 interceptions whenever the defense was not blitzing. They were dropping 7 or 8. So against play action, very comfortable, pushes the ball downfield. Against the blitz, comfortable getting rid of the ball quickly. In 2023, something else that stood out was his ability to get rid of the ball quickly. He led the SEC, or maybe he was number 2. I can't remember if it was him or Brady Cook. He was either 1 or 2 in the SEC in completions where the ball was thrown in less than 2.5 seconds or more, according to PFF, meaning he gets rid of the ball quickly, right? So even with the 2024 season being not as good as he probably wanted, had a few games where he threw 3 picks. What was it, 2 games he threw 3 picks? He had 3 games where he threw 3 picks, something like that. But he probably, as always, gets too much of the blame like most quarterbacks do, because Georgia led the nation, like we talked about, either led the nation in drops or was one of the worst pass-catching teams in college football, right? So, of course, got to get healthy, come back from that elbow injury. But assuming he gets healthy, I imagine he picks up where he left off in 2023, especially with some playmakers around Miami. I would imagine, I'm not super dialed into Miami's roster, but I would imagine this could be attractive for Miami if they need to get more playmakers around Carson Beck. So that said, we'll go ahead and look at maybe 6 or 7 clips demonstrating what he did really well at his time at Georgia. And if you're a Miami fan, let us know your thoughts below. What are you excited for? What are you looking forward to for Carson Beck? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. We'll go ahead and look at this film, and then we'll wrap the video up. All right, Miami fans, this is your first time tuning in the channel. We have broadcast footage. We apologize. We do have some All-22 that we'll use this offseason, but right now we just have broadcast footage. We have to slow it down. I do apologize, but this is going to have job getting the point across. Let's look at Carson Beck. Let's look at what he does well. We have a few more clips on what we talked about at the beginning of the video, but first few clips, play action. Gets defense out of position, gets Tennessee blitzing. We talked about how much better he is versus a blitz than play action. Again, 11 of his interceptions were against the defense, dropping 7 or 8. So good job against the blitz, good job off play action. He's real comfortable going off of play action. We see that here against Tennessee Another little play action gets Bama. A little fake sweep gets the defense out of position just enough here. Now, they don't blitz here, but they still are getting opposition due to the fake sweep. Gets his eyes downfield, and we see a touchdown pass right here. Looks like a guy just got confused right here on this little wheel route. But a good job by Carson Beck. Again, 2 examples of Beck off of play action. Again, you can find countless of examples of Beck and play action. Just want to get a few across. And here's Tennessee in a blitz. We see Carson Beck utilize his legs, and we're going to show more of his athleticism at the end of the video. Against the blitz, roll out, fits the ball into a tight window right here. So something else I didn't mention, here's a good throw here, about Carson Beck is his ability to, 1, throw open receivers, and 2, fit balls into tight windows and tight spaces because of his arm strength and his confidence in using that arm whenever he is confident. Here's Georgia Tech. This is a huge play in the game. Again, down by 7. Georgia Tech blitzes here, right? We talked about how good he is against the blitz, and he throws a touchdown versus the blitz, and he throws his receiver open, tight window here, just like the pass we just saw. Tight window, not a lot of room for error. Another tight window, has to be there quickly. Good job by Carson Beck, being able to fit the ball into any space in any window. Carson Beck right here for a touchdown. All right, 2nd and 4. So this is against Georgia Tech. It's a touchdown. Now they dropped 7 or 8. We talked about how he's better against the blitz than when the teams drop 7 or 8, but he can still rip it here. It's a good example of him fitting the ball into a tight window. If I had the behind the center angle, you could see how close this throw was. But he throws it over the defender with enough juice to get on the ball before the safety can get on over top. Really good, mature throw here. If we go back and rewind, let's go right here. The ball's coming out now. So we got two defenders here. He has to throw the ball with enough trajectory to get over these defenders and enough juice on the ball to get there before the safety gets over. Really nice, impressive throw. It's something that Carson Beck does really well. Good touchdown there. So again, the ability to throw the receivers open, the ability to fit the ball into tight spaces is something that, of course, any Miami fan will welcome. Here's another quick throw from Carson Beck. I think this Clemson blitz here, I'm not sure, but he throws his receiver open. Again, good job. Throw the ball to space, let the receiver adjust and adapt to that. There's not like a stat for throwing your receiver open or fitting the ball in the tight window, but something Beck does well. And then the last thing I want to talk about for Carson Beck, I failed to mention at the beginning of the video, it's his athleticism. Now, he's not Cam Ward athletic, but he can improvise a little bit. He can utilize his legs when need to. We see here, he's going to utilize his legs, step up in the pocket, make a nice throw, ends up being a first down against Tennessee here. Eyes downfield, boom, right? So again, not going to outrun any corner or safety. Not as athletic as Cam Ward or as elusive, but he's still athletic enough. He's not a statue back there. He's going to be able to utilize his legs. He's going to be able to avoid some defenders, avoid some D linemen to get out there. This next clip here will do a better job showing his ability as just an athlete. Let me move myself here, right? A little pump fake for us for a second. Rolls out here, eyes downfield, buying time, right? He's not in the pocket, buying time. You're going to see him dump it off here. Ends up being a big play for Georgia against Clemson. This is the first game of the year, right? So Carson Beck, again, not as elusive or athletic as Cam Ward, but he's still going to be able to avoid pressure when he needs to. So big takeaways from Carson Beck. Now, this is all 2024 footage, but his ability to rip it off play action, right? More comfortable off of play action, more comfortable against the blitz. Not that he's not good when the defense drops 7 or 8, or not that he's not good on straight dropbacks. There's plenty of examples of him having success, but he's just more comfortable on those type of schemes and against those type of defenses. His ability to fit the ball into tight spaces and tight windows, throw open receivers, and utilize his legs when needed to, when he has to buy time. I think he brings a lot to the table to Miami, and his mindset is probably, hey, let me go here, get a nice NL package, whatever it is. Hopefully have a similar year that Cam Ward has, and then maybe be talked about for one of the first quarterbacks taken in, I guess, the 2026 draft, right? So Miami fans, I want to hear from you. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think about Carson Beck? What are your expectations? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing. We're a big quarterback hub. We talk all things college quarterbacks. So if that's your type of thing, please subscribe, like the video, share. It does help us grow. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Peace.